One challenge in the fashion industry is bringing new product to market. When we do this, a lot of times we are taking the orders from our customers well before we actually manufacture or purchase the items from our manufacturer in order to fulfill the demand. Reasons for this might be, yes, we got customer orders for a particular product, but it wasn't enough to meet the minimum, or maybe during the manufacturing process something happened and we just could not produce the quantities we needed to fulfill the demand. In any event, no matter what the reason is, we need to identify which sales orders has this product on it and which customers we need to contact and potentially replace this item with. So in my example that I'm going to go through, I've been called by my manufacturer and told that my new style number 20,000, it's a men's shirt, that they ran out of material in the ash color and did not produce one of my smallest sizes in that. Now, I can come to this item, I can see the picture, there's my ash color, I'll look at the stock information, and once again in my fairly simplistic example, I can see I have stuff out here on sales orders, and what I was told was the size 14, my small size, that I've got, those are the ones that it couldn't manufacture in ash, and I've got 10 on sales orders out there. Now, first of all, I do want to figure out, okay, which one am I actually going to replace it with? Now, I may have the product knowledge off the top of my head to do that, or I can at least start filtering here. So I've got, this is a type of shirt, so I at least want to replace a shirt with a shirt. I'm going to filter down my list here. Now, this includes both women and men's shirt, and I'm trying to replace a men's shirt, so let me filter down further to say I'm just looking for men's shirts. And then what I probably want to do, since I want to replace this with something at least a similar color, I've got a color group code of my 2015 fall winter. So if I'm going to replace this shirt with one of a very similar color, I'm probably going to have to pick a shirt that's in the same color grouping. And as I look through, I could look at my, okay, here's 20,000. From what I know, yeah, 10203, yeah, that's a pretty similar shirt. And I do have this in the ash color, so this is the one I'm going to base my replacement off of. Now what I need to do is actually figure out which sales orders, this does have it on, and I can have the system help me do this by pulling up a replacement worksheet. Now I've already started one here and populated the information just as we've described. I need to replace item 20,000 with the ash color in size 14. With item number 10203 in the same color. But here you see the size code is actually small. So my original shirt was based on collar size, but my replacement shirt is just more of a small, medium, large. And as you can see in our system, we can do that you do not have to replace it with something that has the exact same dimensions or sizes. So once I've filled out my information here, I'm going to tell it to calculate the worksheet, which is really just telling the system, okay, go out and find the sales orders that have this particular product on it and pull it into my worksheet so I can review it. Once I've calculated the worksheet, I'll just open up the worksheet. And as you can see, once again, in the simplistic example, I've just got two lines out here, two different sales order numbers, one sales order 1021, and then sales order 1022. Now I've got these two sales orders open up in the background, and as you can see, sales order 1021 just has the 5 items on there of 20,000. I just set this up to make sure it had size 14, 5 pieces of ash color. But you'll notice on our second order number, 1022, it didn't automatically check this for replacement like it did on the first one. And then it's given me a message telling me that, okay, well, the item you're about to replace 20,000 with, this customer has already ordered. So not only is it trying to figure out what the replacements are, it's trying to use some logic to maybe suggest that my replacement is not the best thing for this customer. If they've already ordered this, trying to replace another product with more of something they've already ordered may not make sense to them. So in this particular case, I'm just going to stick with my one item here, and I can actually post this. Post this means I'm going to accept the change. And as you can see, the only line that dropped off was the one that I said accept the replacement on. And now if I pull that same order back up, you'll notice that it no longer has the one line of the 20,000 product. It still shows that because I want my history. It says the customer actually ordered 5 quantity, or 5 of that particular item. But now you see my outstanding quantity is dropped to 0 and a new line is dropped in with not any original order quantity, but it has the outstanding quantity of 5. So not only have I replaced this after discussing it with my customer, I've preserved the integrity of the original order that shows what they ordered, then it was canceled, and then a new line was put in as a replacement item. Then I can go ahead and process this order just like I normally would. Now, for the item where we had duplicates out here, once again, let me open up this worksheet. It says, well, this item's already been ordered by the customer. Once I had contacted this customer, and I could have done that just by pulling up my replacement call list, tells me what order number it is, who's the customer. Well, I don't have a phone number listed for this customer, but it would also show me the phone number as well. Let's say I call them and they decide, well, you know what, we don't have that much on order for this original product in the first place, and yes, we already have orders for what you're suggesting as a replacement, so I'd like to just cancel what we have on order. So we can do that. I can do that in the same replacement worksheet. I'm just going to flip the status back to new, but instead of saying replace, I'm going to tell it to 0 the quantity out. And if you watch the line, as soon as I do that, it dropped out all of the new item information. I'm still going to tell it to calculate the worksheet, so it goes out and finds which sales orders have that item on it. Open my worksheet back up, and now you'll notice that it's not really trying to do any kind of replacement, so it's not giving me any warnings about how this replacement might be a problem. It really is just going to drop this. There is no new item. So once again with this one, if I accept this, I'm just going to go ahead and post it. And once I close out of that, I can bring up my other order out here. And I had, once again, the same as the other order, I had a quantity of 5 of these size 14 ash-colored shirts. And you can see that the original order quantity was 80. It's been dropped down to 75 because it dropped the 5 pieces of size 14 that I was replacing. And I still have my original order, the one it was warning me about, of the quantity of 10203 that's out there. So in this case on the sales order, all it did was take off the item that I couldn't fulfill and didn't really replace it with anything. But as you can see, especially when we're talking large volumes of items, how this can really help you efficiently manage this process of not only doing the replacements on the sales order, but allowing your customers to know exactly what's going on, give them choices, and very efficiently update all the information in the system. Once again, this is just one aspect of the Pebblestone Fashion software that can certainly make your operations much smoother. Thanks again for joining me on this demonstration. I look forward to talking to you in the next one.